welcome back to Melanin and Murder. We're so happy to have you for our
11th episode. Double digit.
I mean, 10 doesn't really count. Like when I think of like when I turned like 11, I was like, oh shit, some big shit. So like
I don't remember 11, but that's dope that you do.
We're a preteen.
Congrats to us.
Congrats to us.
In lieu of the celebration of 11 episodes, let's take a shot.
That's how we always start. Everybody, we have friends here today. Take
friends.
A shot with us. I'm so excited.
Friends should be taking shots.
Cheers.
Everybody, cheers, everybody.
And tap.
More life, more tune to your head top, man.
Mm-hmm. By the way, if you don't know, this is a
tradition.
Drake's daddy.
Oh yes, Stan account.
Mr. Dennis
Graham.
Because it's come up many times in our episodes, and we have no idea why. So
because he's practically my best friend.
Yeah.
And by my best friend, I mean I took a picture with him once, and so we're best friends.
So now we're gonna move. She's best friends with Dennis Graham.
Yes, I am best friends with Dennis Graham.
And she also can make very good drinks.
And I make cocktails sometimes. Today,
she never does. Actually, let me tell you, she does not outside of this.
You have to call me out in front of the people.
She makes amazing cocktails, and like y'all that have it, y'all probably know. Like she makes like craft cocktails, and she never makes it. Like this is the only time I've ever gotten a drink from her. So this is the only thing that keeps me going weekly. Is that it? What tea is gonna make next week?
That's what keeps you going. Okay, that's fine. So we are drinking old fashions today. Is that okay?
Of course.
So last week my story was on like part 1 of KGB and the Straitway Ministry cult. And this week is part 2, and part 2 of the story takes place in Tennessee. I was like, Tennessee, whiskey. You see where my mind was going. So I'm like, whiskey. What do I like with whiskey? Old fashions, duh. So that's what we're doing. Except I'm not using Tennessee whiskey.
We had a Minnesota or Wisconsin
old fashioned.
Sounds the same to me.
Yeah, which was a little strange. But this week we're going back to how the way I was like, twitching because I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Because I had to muddle oranges and cherries, and I was like, this isn't the way I drink old fashioned.
Thing in the world.
Looking
back at it,
she was like, muddling is funny, and I was like, what did I do? And you're like, you were like, it's funny. And I was like, okay. Funny. So, but this week we're doing classic old fashioned, just the way I like it. So it's better. Yes. Cool. All right. So I'm going to make this old fashioned.
An old fashioned. I'm hilarious.
Our old fashioned. You're going to start off with some ice. If you have 2x2 ice cubes available, I would recommend that. But if not, regular ice is fine. Today we are using Basil Hayden. Like I said, that is not a Tennessee whiskey, but I mean, whatever. You use what you want. You use what you like. In your glass, we're going to do 2 ounces of whiskey.
Y'all, that is fancy. I don't even know, like, what side to do that. Like, how do y'all?
It's just math.
Wow.
Yeah. Math.
This is amazing.
It's 1.5, and then 2.
What?
A little flip of the wrist, if you will.
Kyle didn't know that.
Resident customer?
He didn't know that.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't, but it's fine.
Moving on. All right, so listen. If you're at home and you have a jigger, each side of the jigger represents a different quantity. Each jigger is different. This one just so happens to be, oh, actually I lied. This is 1 1/4 and the other side is 3/4. So whatever. But it's usually going to end up either being like 2 or 3 in totality of each side, if that makes sense.
Most niggas just use shot glasses, and I'm sorry.
Can I do something for the people?
I'm sorry.
Can I do just a little? No?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to stop measuring now. So, first sweetener for the old fashioned, usually you probably use simple syrup. I like honey. So, because honey, I don't know, it just goes really good with whiskey. If you've listened to our previous episodes, if you have not, then you should probably tune in. If you mix honey with hot water, then you have honey mix, and that makes it more, I don't know the word, mixable.
I'm not laughing at you. I really am laughing at Resident Husband because he didn't know that shit, and I could tell on his face.
He wasn't there for that episode.
He like, what?
He was downstairs watching the television.
Okay.
And I brought him that drink.
Yeah.
He drank it, but he didn't see the process of it being made.
That's how it is.
But this is
she
what
said
do.
that.
You
Yeah.
You have to mix honey and hot water to make a little honey mix, so it could like blend in with your coffee. Or else you're just gonna have honey floating in the bottom of your glass and like what the fuck. So just like a little ½ ounce of that, skirt, because we don't like it too sweet, right? I apologize. I don't have anything to stir this with, so we're gonna use this little tool like so. Stir. Then you're gonna add bitters, okay? I have Angostura, 2 drops. Orange bitters, 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 drops. And then orange peel that thing, and peel that thing 2 times, right? Bow. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna rim that thing, right? You're gonna rim the glass with the orange so it tastes amazing, and squeeze the peel into the glass so you have that aroma. Rim. Squeeze. And then finish it off with a Luxardo cherry, because if your old fashioned isn't made with a Luxardo cherry, I'm sorry, I'm not putting my mouth on it. And that is,
thank you,
my old fashioned.
Ooh, I feel so fancy. Also, I purposely dressed like a rich bitch today, so this goes with my outfit.
Cheers to the rich bitches.
And we're back.
Cheers.
We have our drinks. Cheers.
To the old fashioned life.
To the old fashioned. No, not too old fashioned because we're black.
Is it better?
You can only go back
than last week with the Sprite?
No, this is delicious. I mean, I didn't really drink it last week though.
I know you were a little
inebriated.
Under the inebriation.
A little.
Not to toot my own little horn, but I do love my own old fashions, people. So.
This is like the best old fashioned I've ever had.
Of life, right?
Honestly, like no, it really is. Like I'm not even bullshitting.
I know.
Like
thank you.
We have a friend who always like says he makes good old fashions.
He does not. We can challenge him.
We can challenge him because he really wanted to be on here.
I know.
Oh, you got to challenge him.
I know. This is a challenge
from
like here on out.
Chef.
Let's do it.
Talking about you.
We know. I already know. You can say it by name. Io. If you ready, let's do this.
Come down to Houston. He's scared. He's
scared.
He up in Dallas, but it's
over there making beers, and that's fine.
Making beers, yeah.
Just because you know how to make beers, like make beers.
You can't make a beer from scratch. You can make a beer from scratch, but you can't make an old fashioned.
Ooh. Anywho, now that we have our cocktails, let's get into these cults
stories.
And murdery. It is my turn, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm not prepared.
You want me to go first?
Yes, I do.
I can make it go quick.
I have to arrange things in my mind.
Okay, I can do it.
Yes.
I think.
Okay, if not, like I can go first.
No, I can do it. So it's like I have this guy.
Is it about cannibalism this week?
Nope, it's not about that was last week. We are not eating people this week.
Good, because that was a lot.
This week is about serial killers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know,
this is our first. Oh no, it's not our first. No, serial
it's
killer.
not first time we talked about serial killers. But men, women like to listen to things about serial killers. Like, it's very soothing for us to go to sleep. Like, it doesn't mean we're gonna kill you. Doesn't mean that.
But it's like, you know, you're laying down.
It's just like,
and you're like, something is missing. I didn't
die from a serial killer.
But when you're listening to the TV and they're like, John Smith was accused of killing 8 women in the series of
like,
1981
that woman jogging at night.
Yeah. Good thing I didn't leave my doors unlocked in 1979.
Did you watch The Little Things on HBO?
Oh, no. Is it good?
HBO Max. I mean, HBO Max, if you don't have it, you need to get it, because
I got to catch up to HBO. I just started watching Big Little Lies.
No, but HBO Max now, it's like having like the big pictures stream live, like if you were in the movies. Like, it's like in theaters and on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So The Little Things with Denzel Washington. Anyway, it was good. I'm talking about this guy named Joseph Paul Franklin, but of course that was not his first name. Mm-hmm. He changed his name to that. His name was actually James Clayton Vaughn Jr.
So he had a whole ass different name. A whole ass.
Changed everything but James. No, it's fine. Okay. He was born in Mobile, Alabama.
Of course he was.
1950. His dad was very abusive. His mom was like, he swore his mom didn't feed him enough. But okay, if that's all you have to say about your abusive past.
You didn't eat enough when you grew up.
Sir,
that's cool.
Okay, you were the oldest child, so like she probably didn't get it right because you were the oldest, and she was like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to give this kid versus these kids that are like half his size. So
like, says every oldest child in America. Okay.
I'm not a mom. Like, I probably do the same thing. Like, you all of a sudden need more food. Like
I left you one Lunchable 6 hours ago. Like, what the like? How am I supposed to know you need more sustenance?
Literally at the end of 5th grade and now 6th grade, you're acting like you need more lunch. So
there's no manual for this shit. Sorry, James Joseph.
I feel like he was just bullshitting.
Yeah, he made that shit up.
He's just inherently a shitty person. Mm-hmm. So, after high school, he had an interest in being an evangelical Christian. And he was like, great, but I feel like this could go further. So he then obviously progressed to being a Nazi. So then he held a membership there.
That's a natural progression.
Yeah, he held a membership there, and then he went into the National Socialist. I swear I know how to read outside of this. National Socialist White People's Party. Did you even know that was a
no,
thing?
You didn't. You made that up.
No.
There's some thing. White People's Party is in there?
He was a card-holding member of the National Socialist White People's Party.
And
the KKK.
WP.
So he was like, he checked all the boxes. He was just like, for black people out there, like, if you were like Greek and you like had kids and were like in Jack and Jill and then you were like in Lynx, like, it's like not like that at all. But to him, he was like upgrading, you know, into white supremacy.
That's nice.
He was like, he changed his name to Joseph Paul Franklin in honor of Paul Joseph Goebbels and Benjamin Franklin. And in the 60s, he was inspired to start a race war. Actually, he thought, I read a couple of different things. He was like...
Is he like Charles Manson Jr.?
Kinda. So he was like, you know what? The Nazis and the KKK and the White People's Socialist Party are not doing enough to start this race war.
Because that's not enough organizations.
No, seriously, that's what happened.
He
was like, they're not starting this race war, and I need them to start this race war.
I need this to happen.
So he read Hitler's Mein Kampf.
Yes,
which is Hitler's like
great
manifesto.
Read.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, it seems like there's no book like it. And then he was like, sure.
Literally not.
Let me take this to heart. So then his first crime was on July 29th, 1977.
Oh, Lord.
And he bombed a synagogue in Chattanooga, Tennessee, destroyed it. However, his timing was off and nobody was there. So, no, it's true. Nobody was there. So he was like, fuck. So he literally, this is real life. He literally was like, okay, I got to find another synagogue. Like, this failed. He went through the yellow pages and found another synagogue. Like, bam, this is it. Yes. He found that. And then he was like, I'm going to wait outside of it to see people coming out. And they had a bar mitzvah, and he shot 2 guys coming out of it. Shot and killed them. So he was like, after he did that, he like shot at and killed this one black guy that was doing nothing, obviously, as we often do, just living life. And he said, because he did have an interview where someone wrote a book with him, and he expressed like all of these things, like what he was thinking at that time. And he was like, well, yeah, I don't like Jews, but I really don't like black people. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what I really, really, really don't like is interracial couples.
Ooh, yes.
So,
yes,
like that's the worst thing for him.
No.
So, for that reason, he then just started targeting interracial couples that he would see. And he's killed multiple interracial couples. However, he kind of hopped around the U.S. for this, right? He was in different cities, like all over the country. Like, he would commit one crime, kill somebody in one city, and then he would hop to another city. So
they can never catch him because he was in different cities.
Yeah. So then, like, even more notable things, like he shot at, so Larry Flint, the publisher of Hustler magazine, was shot and paralyzed from the waist down. And for a while, nobody knew who did it. It was that guy.
Yo, no way.
It was fucking him. And let me tell you why. He said because he was like promoting interracial sex.
Shut.
I can't make this shit up. He did.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm, he did. So not only that, he also shot at civil rights activist, who was the Urban League president at the time, Vernon Jordan, after seeing him with a white woman. I know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't. It
was kind of like, what was that on? I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yes.
First off.
Yes.
First off, you've never seen it, just watch it.
Yes,
I used to have nightmares about that movie as a kid. Like,
did you?
Seriously, I did. Like, he knows that. It's really laughing. Like, that shit was scary when that girl took off her wig. And she took off her leg and everything. I told my dad, my daddy loved that movie, and I was like, Daddy, that shit is, I didn't say shit, but I was like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
That was scary.
It is.
I am scared. Shit. But so he just kept like killing people, kept killing black people and he would like find prostitutes specifically and like talk to them and be like, oh, would you ever like fuck a black guy? And they were like, and they would be like, yeah, like why not? He would kill them.
What the fuck? Oh my God. Okay.
Yep. So eventually he got caught, and when he got caught was when he killed 2 black men in Salt Lake City, Utah. When they were doing nothing. They were at a park, I think, about to like go for a run, and he killed them, and that's how he got caught.
Like, just they were in the park?
Yep.
Did he get caught on the spot or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, so it was actually, obviously, it wasn't with a black person. Why would I think he would get like caught from a black person? Duh.
That makes sense.
He confessed to a crime in 1997 to an Ohio assistant prosecutor that said he picked up the white women and decided to kill them after one said she had a black boyfriend.
Wow.
That's when he was picked up. Wow. And then he was convicted. Somebody else was convicted and imprisoned for him, but it was actually him, and he confessed to the crime. So eventually this nigga gets in jail, right? And then what he would do when he would get tired of a jail because he committed crimes all over the U.S., he would be like, I'm tired of this jail. I think I want like a vacation. He would confess to a crime in another city, so they would move him.
Little genius piece of
trial. They would move him for his trial, and he would have to go to that jail, and then he would just confess to different things so he could be moved around, or if like the heat got too much on him because a lot of black dudes were trying to kill him, obviously in prison. So that was he thought about it ahead of time. Like I'm gonna like kill people all over the state, so then like eventually I can confess and get moved.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's him. He was eventually executed in 2013, November 20th, 2013.
Oh, that's so sad.
After and
in what state?
His dying wish was that, or his last words was that, I renounce all of my like white supremacist things because like I met a lot of black people in prison and like they were cool. Like I had black friends basically.
I have so many black friends.
So those are my last words. God, please accept me in. I have lots of black friends.
I don't want to go to hell.
And he was pronounced dead.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
So that's that guy.
Whatever his name was, James
Franklin.
James Benjamin Franklin. Well,
makes you think different about
piece of shit.
Lightning and a kite.
No, it does not.
No, okay.
Wow. Okay. So you had a serial killer that was racist, xenophobic.
Yep.
All of the above. So, previous week, we talked about KGB.
Oh, I'm happy to get back into this story. I've been waiting.
KGB.
Because this nigga was crazy.
Formerly of the Packers, that was involved in a cult, a.k.a. a church, called Straitway Ministry, right? They are pretty much all of the above, except it's like black people that are the leaders of it, but they're anti-everything. Anti-women, anti-LGBTQ, and the letters on, all of the above.
Just all black, just like it's a cult that's just like black men.
Yeah, no, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. It's
women.
It's black men.
We're just gonna survive. We don't need them. We're not even gonna have babies.
No, they
have a lot of babies.
They have a lot of babies. They have a lot of babies. They believed in polygamy, so it was, of course, the men could have a lot of wives, but also the young girl children could be married off to older men.
Their own daughters, they would marry off.
Yes, absolutely.
Their friends.
Absolutely. So the whole thing with Straitway Ministry was.
But don't Straitway Ministry sound like a record label?
Straitway Ministry?
Straitway Records.
The dumb way.
It
was in Baton Rouge. Yeah. Nah, it's fine. That was very Baton Rouge of you.
Very country.
Speaking of Lafayette, so not Lafayette, Louisiana, but the like home base of Straitway Ministries is in Lafayette, Tennessee. So I know.
That's embarrassing,
isn't it? I mean, not for Lafayette, Louisiana, but Straitway, Tennessee. Yes. So where we left off last week, KGB, the whole kind of like spillover to the public was that he had two random white dudes from Straitway Ministry that was a part of the cult go into the Christmas program that his kids were performing in with a semi-automatic weapon, knives, automatic ammunition, and he told somebody over the phone earlier that day, oh, well, what's the problem? Like, it's fine. I'm not going to come, but you don't have to worry about me because white people shoot up schools and black people don't. And then he sent white people in to his children's school program. So that was, yeah. So Straitway Ministry, which is actually going to be tied into a group that we talked about earlier on our podcast. Everything ties in together. It's great.
Wait, it ties into something.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Shit.
I know. Straitway is led by Pastor, whatever the fuck his first name is, Dowell.
Oh.
Charles. We're going to call him Charles. I really don't remember his first name. It's not important. Let's call him Charles. Charles Dowell. And Straitway is a church that, what do they call themselves? Hebrew Israelites.
Ooh.
Yes.
Should we be talking about this?
I don't want to get shot, but we're just gonna go on with the shit. So their whole platform is like their members, they can't interact with the outside world. They promote the mistreatment of women and children. They do not give their members health care. They are anti-LGBTQ, and they were known for having aggressive recruitment of minors into the group. It's not a cult, guys.
Oh, is that
it's
the
not
same
a cult.
thing as like the 5%ers?
I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, like when I was in DC, like niggas would be on the corner and they'd be like scaring white people, and I thought it was hilarious, but I think it was them, and they would just be like, "We hate these white devils."
Oh,
and
might
it was
be
all men.
Might be. Oh, yep, probably. They probably were a part of that church. They have. Like I said, they had 13 different affiliates across the country. Like Tennessee isn't just the home base, so it could have been in DC. And they recruit a lot of black men who are of like a very macho background. So black men who have a military background, black men who are formerly in the NFL. Things like that.
Goes.
That's how they recruit these men.
Gotcha.
They're exactly. So I don't want to get into it too much because it's kind of sad, but like the main story of former members is the sexual abuse of 2 young girls in the ministry, and the mom kind of suspected something, and it was from their quote unquote dad, who was not their dad. It wasn't their biological dad. It was the man that the mom was set up with once she got into the Straitway ministry, okay, cult. And she had two daughters, and she kind of suspected something, and basically she was right. He sexually abused the 2 daughters for like over a year, but they didn't do anything because the dad, the guy that she was set up with, was friends with Pastor Dowell. So he was like, oh, well, the girls can sleep in my office from now on. Like, it's fine. Everything's all good. No big deal. But then he was like, oh, well, there's no proof of anything happening. And he lowered his rank within the group, which meant that he had less responsibilities, but that didn't really do shit, basically. Exactly. For people to become members of the group, they had to basically give up all financial freedom, give up all of their money, give up their houses, their boats, their cars, their chickens, dogs, cats, everything else. Shout out to Manny Fresh. So like there was like this one member that like drove up in a truck, and he's like, oh, this is my new truck. And Pastor Dowell was like, oh, so you're going to donate this to the ministry, right? And he was like, yes. Just like not very willingly, but he was like, yeah, I guess I could. I guess I could do that. But apparently, like Pastor Dowell was like a broke boy, so his house on the compound was like a measly ass 3-bedroom brick house or whatever. But he took everybody's money. But he relied on the very rich members of his congregation or whatever, which were the former NFL players, which were, of course, a lot of them.
And these niggas was like, yeah, sure.
They were just like, yeah, sure, absolutely. We'll fund the whole cult. Exactly, a.k.a. KGB.
By the way, sorry, can I say one more thing? I forgot to mention that my serial killer guy, he needed to fund him moving around to kill people. So the way he did that was by robbing banks and selling plasma. But I forgot that part of the story. Every cult every cult and serial killer needs financial backing, and that was his
little piece of shit.
Venture capitalist.
So one former Colts player, Indianapolis Colts, he apparently bought some acres, like a lot, let's say like 52 acres of land, for $450,000 that he paid to Pastor Dowell. And yes, and that is where him and another former Indianapolis Colts player would have their homestead. Yes. This nigga was recruiting football players, bro. Like, I'm telling you, he had all the NFL players in his shit. So yeah, but of course, so they're like, oh yeah, it's fine, $450,000. Yeah. Like that's chump change. That's my whole rookie contract. Whatever. Here, blow. I ain't got shit else to do.
But my job.
But okay, former NFL player, they really don't have shit else to do. But that's how these guys like got mixed into the shit, right? Because Pastor Dowell would appeal to the, like I said, the macho people, and KGB was quoted as saying like why he liked Pastor Dowell is that he would speak to him like a coach. So I mean, some of these dudes, whenever they have nothing else to do and they retire, like, all you know is football, right? Like, your entire life, high school, college, you're prepping for the pros, you are, like, you're just pretty much, you're playing, and it's a job. You're like yes, exactly. But in the pros, like, you've made it, and you're really not prepping for shit afterwards. So once you've, like, passed NFL, and they retire at young ages, you know what I mean? So, like, he's appealing to these young dudes who, and probably have just a scotch of CTE mixed up in it. Yes, look, that shit is real. But yeah, anyway, Pastor Dowell is a piece of shit. So this is how he is mixed up in a previous thing that we talked about on Melanin and Murder. Yes. He used to be a part of what's his name? RG Stair, aka Brother Stair, from South Carolina.
Oh my God, we talked about that before. You talked about that.
AKA the man who led a cult in South Carolina that Craig Mack was a part of.
The Craig Mack cult.
Mm-hmm. So Craig Mack was a part of a cult. That was episode. Bro, I don't even know what episode that was. But it was 2. We're in Mexico. So Craig Mack was a part of a cult led by this man named Brother Stair. And Pastor Dowell apparently used to be a member of this church, aka cult, before he switched religion. This was I don't know. I don't remember what religion, but this is before he switched to Hebrew Israelite. So I feel like that's where he took a lot of his rules and shit from.
That light.
Yes,
it was just like kind of like being Catholic and being like Protestant.
Exactly. So Brother Stair was Protestant something, and Pastor Dowell took all of that shit, but was like Hebrew Israelites and was like this, but black people.
Wow.
Yes. So basically everything that was going on in Brother Stair's shit is accused of happening in Pastor Dowell's shit too. Yes.
Full circle.
Full motherfucking goddamn circle. Amazing. I know.
I've been waiting on this story.
Pastor Dowell is a believer in flat Earth and
of course
5G being the cause of COVID.
What else?
Is Kyrie Irving
no
part of this cult?
There's no such thing as climate,
because he's a flat earther. Because that would make me really sad. Does Kyrie Irving identify as a Hebrew Israelite?
Is he a flat earth? Is he a flat earther?
I'm just asking, bro. He's a flat earther.
Stop.
Yes, he is.
All I knew was B.O.B.
Kyrie Irving. Yeah, he's a flat earther.
Kyrie is y'all, my friend used to tutor him in no, I'm serious. And I'm very serious.
Did a terrible job.
Wait, Wait, no. And maybe I'm thinking. No, I'm thinking of Kevin Durant. Never mind. He's from
that is one of the.
It's a K and a K. Kyrie Kevin.
That starts with a K in a team with black, right?
No, Kevin Kyrie. That's the both start with K. My friend. Oh, I can't say it on here. Can we bleep it out or something? High school.
Oh yeah, no.
She was his high school teacher.
No, she's talking about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant didn't even go to college.
He was. Oh
yeah, he went to Texas.
DC area, right? He's from like Maryland.
He's
right?
from. I'm
right. That's my friend that used to tutor him.
I know that's good. Yeah, I remember. I was just trying to make sure.
Anywho.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't Kyrie.
Nope.
But I still feel like Kyrie is probably
person.
In a cult.
If you're me, same person.
Low key. But yes, so they are flat earthers. They believe that 5G, the 5G brought on the COVID. They are doomsday preppers. Pastor Dowell has a Patreon account.
And I would like to join it.
I was excited about this particular piece because you're gonna love this. He utilized his Patreon account where people would he promoted an essential oil made by the doTERRA. You already know. Exactly.
doTERRA. Oh, I'm gonna have to talk about doTERRA.
For those
got killed, but we're gonna talk about doTERRA.
For those of you who don't know, doTERRA
because y'all
is a pyramid scheme, aka cult that promotes essential oils being used for literally everything. She's a dermatologist.
I'm beefing with the essential oils community.
Girl, you talk about we don't want beef. Shit, we don't want beef with the essential oil community, but doTERRA, they be promoting. Basically, they say essential oils will heal everything. You got cancer, essential oil.
Yep.
You got gingivitis. Essential oils. You can't sleep. Essential oils. Essential oil. Everything. Yep. So doTERRA be doing that. It's a pyramid scheme. Essentially, there's a documentary on Netflix that talks about doTERRA.
Everybody in here, y'all gonna fight with me. Y'all gonna fight against this cult of essential oil peoples, right?
I can't fight.
I don't like to know that quickly. But it's fine. We'll work on it. We'll edit it out. When you get on my side, we'll edit it back in.
I love you. I love you. I do. Legally, I just can't, back you up.
It's fine.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
At least I got you. Kinda. God damn.
And,
I got my husband, I think.
Well, yeah, y'all married. Y'all got...
He look like he not even sure if he want to fight.
When you say fight,
I don't think these like suburban like moms can fight.
Well, okay, not like fight. If you're talking about fighting suburban like white moms, I'm like, I got you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I got you. doTERRA people.
Bet I got you.
Yeah,
1000%.
And we just gotta send them out into the neighborhoods and like record, and they'll be like, "Are you sure you need to be on the street?"
We'll just go out into the street and we're like,
"You're going viral."
We're like,
we'll send y'all on every block
doesn't do anything. Yep. Lavender oil does not cure cancer, and they're gonna want to fight. And then we'll just like beat them up.
They may just try to sue us.
That's fine. I mean.
Anyway,
try to take me, but
I get it. I wouldn't be on my side.
Ain't shit for you to take. I got you.
I'll work on it.
I got you,
honey. That's it for our stories, though, for this week. Because I still want to hear the end of that.
Yes. So that part 2 is basically just letting you know about Straitway, because part 1 was letting you know how KGB, the former NFL player, got into Straitway. This was an episode letting you know how Straitway is a cult. But yes, it was Pastor Dowell. He was full of shit. He basically took everybody's money. You had to give all your money to get in there. Even if you worked at Walmart, you had to donate your Walmart checks.
What if you work
to
at
Straitway?
GameStop?
You would have to donate your stocks and shit to Straitway.
So, GameStop, right? Like,
am I right?
Am I right? Like, we're gonna go into this next segment. That's it for our murders. Like, T is going to update you next week on the end of our. You have no murders in your story. It's just straight up true crime.
It's just straight true crime.
Oh, I'm the gory
there's
one.
There's no murders.
I always
in
got
mine.
all the murders, and you be
but
like,
you know, I just I love cults and how people get involved in cults. But this one is like it's intertwined into everything. Like this brings in NFL players. This brings in former cults featuring Craig Mack, R.I.P. Like everything is intertwined. And it's so interesting.
I like
because like how lost do you have to be?
I think next week maybe I won't get
walk
like
up
maybe
to
I'll
a
be
church
like more
and be
cult.
like, yes, you can have my money and my dog and my cats and my boat and my Range Rover.
Ooh, speaking of cults, like I feel like we're going to talk about this eventually, but I know you don't watch this show and probably none of y'all watch this show, but there's the Housewives of Salt Lake City. And if no one's ever been there, well, there's a black girl. There's a black woman. And trust me, I feel like really entwined with Salt Lake City because like I had to go there like once a month for work. And
I briefly remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. And everybody's a Mormon. And I dated a Mormon that I didn't know he was a Mormon.
Ooh.
So the reason I'm dressed like a rich bitch today
you
is
are
because,
a rich bitch.
No, I'm not. I wanted to impersonate like rich bitch vibes because if you have a GameStop stock, you feel like a rich bitch too.
That's facts. Congratulations. You are a rich bitch.
And I thought I'd wear this for you.
I fucked that
because the thing that happened this week, see, like
mm-hmm.
the stock market doesn't work anymore.
It
essentially,
doesn't.
Like Wall Street doesn't fucking work anymore.
Money, everybody's a rich doesn't bitch. Exist, right?
Honestly, it really doesn't.
Money is.
It's just like we're all taught to think like this, whatever this is, it's worth this however much, and we do it. But
I learned that during, what were we in? Quarantine. We were in quarantine, mm-hmm. and the government was like, what do you need? $250 billion.
Honestly,
we got
if you think about that, like that, all money comes from somewhere, guys. Like it reminds me of a South Park episode that was very in tune.
Mm-hmm.
And
speak to it.
It was like everybody was trying to sue everybody, mm-hmm. right? But they didn't know where this money was coming from, and it's coming from somewhere. Anywho, all of you rich niggas out there, that are,
rich niggas,
part of GameStop. I know you were like, yes, GameStop is valued at this amount of money. Yes. Like we should go all in on GameStop because I'm on this Reddit called Wall Street Bets, mm-hmm. and GameStop,
Strop too.
Strop
and all Stop. The niggas.
GameStop. Mm-hmm. The thing about that is, like, it's such a good business. Like, it's not dying at all because one, it's brick and mortar. Mm-hmm. Two, like, it has games that you can go in and buy, and like, we can buy it on our game systems, and mm-hmm. we can buy it on Amazon, but everybody in the world really loves going to GameStop. Yes. I know because I have nephews that I'm married into, and they love GameStop gift cards.
Why they gotta be married into?
So, because I don't really actually myself, my brother and my sister don't have kids.
Why they gotta be married into?
Because they don't have kids that are that old. So, like, my husband's nephews are now my nephews, and they're old enough to be like, oh yeah, we love GameStop. Like, they're the only people in my life that loves GameStop. So all these adults were like, yeah, we should invest in this company because this is what it's valued at, because that's what stock market is about, right? Yes, like, what is this company valued at? Yeah. So then we're like, yeah, let's buy shares of it. So we buy shares of it. Meanwhile, there's this, if you watch Succession, this is like, I'm thinking I'm in a real life episode of Succession, and I fucking love it.
Succession is so boring.
Succession, billions, fucking billions. They're like, oh yeah, this one is billions, not Succession, but I love Succession. No, Succession is amazing. Billions, though. So boring. Billions. So then they're like, oh, we're at Axelrad, and we're going to buy up all these shares of GameStop, because it's a dying industry. Like, who's going into a brick and mortar place to buy games, right? When you could buy it on your system. Apparently everybody. So they go in and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to buy up all of this, and we're going to buy up like more shares that exist. So then they're like, we expect it to go down because this is a dying breed. But then all of these people on Reddit, they're just like coming together. It's like Mad Max. And they're just like, oh, we got this. We're going to come together. We're going to buy GameStop, because GameStop is the future of 1995. And then they go in and then they buy it all up, and then these people are like, fuck, on billions. They're like, I can't buy it back because we bought more shares than what they have. Right. So like, they're fucked. So then all the people that are like stuck in 1995, they're like, shit, no, we got to keep all these shares. You can't sell them because like, we're going to keep making money off of this.
Right.
But is GameStop really valued at what it is? Is GameStop the number one stock in the U.S.? I don't think so.
Is it not?
Anywho, that's what's been going on in our country. If you're like in like China or something, you want to know what we do. Like,
China knows what's going on.
Other thing that happened this week, rapper T.I. and wife Tiny have been under fire for allegedly having lots of strippers come into their home and have threesomes with them while drugging them. Not only that, but minors. So this came about. Girl, you didn't know about this shit?
Okay.
Girl. So what happened was, it all started with this girl, Sabrina Patterson, whose name's at the Glam Factory, I believe, on Instagram, on all of her socials. She was a friend of Tiny, who it all starts with Mayor of Atlanta. It's funny how this shit trickles down. Mayor of Atlanta, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, decided to give T.I. a position of like helping to stop violence, unnecessary violence in Atlanta, right?
Yes, of course.
So what then happens is that Sabrina was like, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms at Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, how are you doing that when he put a gun to my head? And people are like, what the fuck? She was like, yeah. Oh, T.I. put a gun to my head because I fought his assistant who was treating Tiny like a slave. Hiccups are coming in. I'm sorry.
Oh,
anywho,
no.
That was treating Tiny like a slave, but she was like, oh, you knew this. So when I tried to fight the girl, you came up to me and put a gun to my head. Anywho, that passes. That then kind of snowballs into an effect where Tiny responds to her. Not only that, Tiny's friend Shekinah, we know who's an ATL like hairstylist, was like, oh, girl, she just want clout. Like, why she want clout, blah, blah, blah. It's funny because you didn't mention how you sucked Tip's dick, or how you was a third person in their relationship, how you were, like, fucking both of them, and how you helped recruit the girls for them. Now, that just set off a shit. So, after that, then Sabrina starts posting on her Insta story all of these people that are in her DMs saying that all of these strippers from specific places, Only Follies and Magic City in Atlanta, who were then saying that they all have stories dealing with T.I. and Tiny, how like, you know, they either knowingly like slept with them as a third party or they didn't. However, they all were drugs. And their stories about, they were all pretty similar, allegedly, about like them getting served Molly water and people being unconscious. One girl saying that she woke up, didn't remember anything, but she remembered her vagina and her asshole being very sore. And she was like, what the fuck went on? And she knew that something happened that was not
consensual,
what she remembered. So they keep getting all of these stories. So say there's like 30 stories that old girl posts. Now, then Shekinah cries on Instagram saying, I didn't, because people were like, girl, like you set your friend up because you said that old girl was helping them recruit girls. So like you then are a part of like setting up this shit that old girl said was true, and you were trying to deny, but you didn't even realize that you were saying that was real. Anywho, if y'all understand what I was saying, because I don't know, I'm kind of drunk. So
okay,
that whole shit has been happening this past week. T.I. gets on Instagram like IGTV, and it's like, oh, protect black women. Bro, I don't fucking know who to believe.
Away
because,
from
look,
the social media if you like have some shit going on. Like just leave it. Stay away. Leave it alone.
But what I will say is like I don't know shit. But what I will say is where there's smoke, there is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have 30 women from the same strip club saying the same shit, and if part of them are lying, like even if you have 20% of the percent of them that are telling the truth, like that's still a fucking lot, bro. Like one is too much. So
yeah, one is too much for sure.
And I won't even get into like the alleged shit. That's just like more too alleged, because it's like that ain't me. Like I like to know facts. But these are things that I've found that have been like the same throughout. So I'm just saying they got some explaining to do. So, I mean, we all know that like T.I. and Tiny, like if you guys have threesomes, like that's perfectly fine. Like do your fucking thing. But don't drug people into your shit. Like don't like, it's definitely not fucking minors, bro. So what the fuck? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but that's a big thing of this week. That is a lot. In addition to that,
I didn't know.
That's pretty much all I had for my like things that have happened this week. Donald Trump is getting impeached again. Oh, and a funny thing is though that like you know the shaman guy that had like the like what's this called? Horns. So he was like, oh, he's willing to be a witness against Donald Trump in his impeachment trial because he feels betrayed because Donald Trump did not pardon them. And that was like, the fuck?
How could you not?
Like, that's pretty much it. That's all I have for the recap of this week.
That's
the
all
most
I
popular
have.
things that
all
have happened. That's all I have. We miss you, Chanel. We're like Chanel's biggest fans.
We
too.
are.
Where are you, Chanel?
What were her other songs besides? That's all I have.
That's all I have.
I mean, that's all I have for Chanel. That was a really good verse, though, on that one song.
It was very good. Wake up in
You get
this
it?
bitch, 5 o'clock in the morning.
The world is waking up.
You
Can you hear the pigeons yawning? I'ma need some.
Okay, that's all we got.
Y'all
So,
niggas need a
until
lesson
next
on some
week.
ethics you gon' learn. Now I do this for the love of it, so loud because
So
I love to spit. Fucking with my brethren, 10 years strong. And he keep them dreads in super strong. But he's more like platinum. Hold up, here's a you jumped up off the floor and tuck your tongue right back in. Hold up, where is Mac Man?
In jail. At the
That's
time.
all I have.
That's all I have. Yep. So we'll see you next week.
That is not our outro.
Do the outro.
We gonna go out to fake Lucini. Fake Lucini. That's our shit.
Okay.
No, wait. It
That's
goes.
fine.
It doesn't go.
Thank you.
It goes. No.
Something.
It goes a beat down.
It's something like that. Thank you so much for listening to our episode 11 of the Melanin Murder Pod.
We made
I'm
it into
Tisha
our
Bree. This is
preteens.
Monet. Please follow us on Melanin Murder on IG. Make sure you like and subscribe on the YouTube and subscribe to us on Apple and Spotify. And we will see you next week. And that is Fake Lucini hitting us with the outro. Out.